We're just waiting for a couple of more people to just trickle in from the bar. Welcome. Thank you everybody for coming out on such an inclement afternoon. It's lovely to see you all. I'm especially pleased that the people who threatened to disrupt our meeting seem to have changed their mind, maybe deterred by the weather, who knows. We're here today to, obviously I think you're all here to listen to the fabulous John Waters, architect of beautiful prose. Looking forward to hearing John. He's going to talk about some issues that are to the core of concerns in the Irish Freedom Party, and a lot of it is media manipulation, media bias, the fact that we need to now look somewhere else for accurate and truthful information, whether it's about culture, politics, social policy, laws, the European Union, whatever. We need to start looking in other places for this information. I think most of you here are probably very well aware of media bias and understand it. It's our job, and it's important, our role really is to spread that to others, to maybe demonstrate to the people we know who might not be as actively aware of this, to show them that you can no longer trust what you read in mainstream print media, what you hear in mainstream broadcast media, that they're all singing from the same hymn sheet, and it's not a very holy one. So this is something we're going to be fleshing out a little bit more today. In addition to welcoming all of you, for those of you who are not registered members of the party and wish to be, we've got the forms with us today, so later on if you approach me, I've got a number of these for anybody who's willing and interested in signing up. It'd be lovely to get your name and signature on the line. We've got in excess of the required number already. So we're very happy about that. The first IREXIT meeting was about this time last year. It was our huge event that we had in the RDS with 1,500 people in attendance. For the past 12 months, we've been ramping up speed and velocity, and we're not anywhere near full velocity yet, but we're getting there. We've had a fantastic weekend. It feels like the weekend has been about 5 days long to me. We had last night a really successful giant common launch in Dublin, in that we had one meeting where during the course of the meeting at the end, when I asked who is interested here in launching a common in the different constituencies in Dublin, at meetings and situations like that you have a lot of hums and haws, and maybe 4 or 5 people in the room might put their hand up. To my absolute delight, when I said that at the end of the evening last night, almost every hand in the place went up. And for me, that was the culmination of all our work for the past 12 months. It was just wonderful to see that kind of enthusiasm, people who are now ready to get active and get feet on the ground and really get our commons launched. And when the commons are launched and when they start to develop and grow, all our candidates will emerge from that, because that's going to be the people in your area, the people that you know, because we're not going to parachute people in to constituencies. We're going to rely and trust and depend upon our commons to produce those candidates for us. So that's wonderful. So I'm really delighted about last night. We had an event in Kerry last night. Some of our colleagues were down there, Ben Scallon and a few of the lads, and they had an event that went without interruption despite the same kind of threats to disrupt. So the kind of people who make threatening calls, send emails and say things about all of you fascists and racists out there seem to not be able to support these claims and not be able to actually come to an event like this and look us in the face and call us those names. So the same thing happened with Kerry. They had a perfect evening, nobody bombarded it. So far today I don't see anybody charging in here to accuse us of all of those things, so this is great. As I say, lovely to see you all. There'll probably be a few more people arriving during the course of the meeting, so you know, we'll have a nice exchange. We'll hear what John has to say, and then afterwards anybody that has questions. And I would say about the questions again that if you have a brief comment to make or something you want to know about or something you'd like to be fleshed out, that's great. But I would ask you to consider everybody else in the room. We've all come here to advance what we're doing, and we've all come here to talk about and to flesh out what John's going to talk about. But I don't want any mini speeches, because if everybody makes a little speech, we're going to be here till tomorrow. You know, we've only paid for the room for today, so yeah, just to say that. And again, just to remind you, we got the forms for those of you who are not already registered. You can come up to me afterwards. So look, without further ado, it gives me great pleasure again to welcome a renowned journalist, renowned author, architect of beautiful prose, and my certainly current favourite writer, because I'm reading his wonderful book, Gives Back the Bad Roads, and I'm not just saying that because you wrote something really nice on your copy for me. But it's just a great pleasure to have John here again, and he's going to talk to us for a while, and then, as I say, after John is finished, if anybody